Yo, welcome. It is Wednesday, January 24th. We're streaming to some personal pages today. So if you're seeing us that way, welcome. Today we're talking about Vroom, BlackBook for EVs, and Tesla and Apple's plans. Not together. They're not planning anything together.
It's just the plans that they individually have. We bucketed like this. We just pulled them all together.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. If you haven't seen the show before, I'm Paul. This is Kyle. We have a media company called ASOTU, Automotive State of the Union, and we do a show every morning, 10 to 15 minutes, quick shot of automotive, company pop culture, a little retail, and a lot of fun. So we hope you enjoy being with us today, and we'll see where it goes. It's kind of an exciting time. Yesterday we had a post really hit because, as many of you heard, the company Vroom, digital retailing company that sells cars online, went out of business yesterday, or at least they announced closure of their used car sales. So displaced a lot of workers. And it's kind of it's one of those situations where traditional car dealers were in fierce competition with them in this new process. But, you know, we kind of, Kyle, do things like a little differently around here when it comes to loving people more than they love cars.
Yeah. I'll just say this, like, just on the record, probably one of the first things where some people may remember me from LinkedIn, Joe Chura shared a post of me basically after the 2021 Vroom commercial, putting out a commercial with the dealer group that I was at that was like, no, that's not who we are. And kind of saying, hey, Vroom, stop talking about us that way. I've not always agreed with the way they go to market, right? I think that they've put dealers at a disadvantage in the way that they communicate about dealers. But I will say they've gone to market strong, and they have a ton of people that know a lot about auto, that are in our automotive family, that have done some things in tech that the rest of auto hasn't done, have done some things at scale and enterprise and moving vehicles around the country that a lot of auto hasn't done. And these people are part of the fam. And
they are.
Keep it that way, right?
So go ahead. Sorry to cut you off.
Well, yeah. And so like we didn't want to just like let that die on the vine. And kind of, there was a lot of LinkedIn posts we saw going around going, ha, told you so. And we knew it was going to happen. It would never work out. And our thing is like, hey, look, this is still lives impacted. It's a company impacted. It's a wake up call for automotive retailers saying, hey, look, if they couldn't make it and they're primarily on used cars, what does that look like for the landscape? So how do we recover out of this and use it as a benefit to our industry? So we made
a post on LinkedIn, wrote a little letter to our Vroom employees. We called it Dear Vroom Employees, and the post has really taken off overnight. And we have thousands of people checking it out. We have a lot of engagements on it, a lot of reposts and reshares. Pretty much the post here. Maybe we should just read the post. Should we just read the post? I'm going to read the post. Paul. Just read the post. Let me get up. Dear Vroom employees, we know what it's like to have something you've worked hard to build not work out. That feeling sucks. The silver lining is there's an entire community of auto dealers who love people more than they love cars. They're ready to welcome you and your Vroomates as their next greatest team member. We're just here to connect the dots and tell you that we have your back. So basically, we compiled a list. You can go to ASOTU.com/Vroom, ASOTU.com/Vroom. It'll bring you right to the LinkedIn post. And we built a Google Sheet that has, how many people are on the sheet, Kyle?
I think a little over 600. There were a bunch of LinkedIn members of the 898 that we couldn't find, but there's over 600 people across accounting and sales and HR and technology, and everyone that was currently listed as a Vroom employee on that.
And so the hope is that, and there's a lot of comments. So if you're watching this, some people from Vroom got into the comments. If you're watching this, you work at Vroom, go back to the post, because there are a lot of dealers and tech companies that are saying like, I'm hiring for these positions, right? I'm interested. So we're trying to just keep everybody together so that we can welcome you into the automotive community. And we happen to think you will find that there are some auto dealers in our comments and around this community that are going to be the most amazing people to work for and provide you with more opportunity than you ever thought was possible. And I haven't heard of any auto dealers that are scaling down.
Let's
put it that way.
Not at all. And leaning in.
So we hope you join us again. It's ASOTU.com/Vroom. And if you're just in the industry, share the post, right? Let's get more people, more eyeballs on this. In 8 days, we will be on the ground with so much of the auto community at NADA in Las Vegas. We have all kinds of coverage planned. We're bringing the whole big crew. We're rolling heavy. So you'll see us moving around there, just talking to people, interviewing people, doing podcasts live. And we will be on the NADA live stage on Thursday at 3:15 to 3:30. We're doing a meetup. So we want to have a lot of the members of community. We have pins for everybody, more than cars pins. We have stickers. So make sure you join us at the NADA live stage. We're going to be showing some footage from our upcoming docuseries episode for More Than Cars. We're going to have Andy Welcher, who is a Chevy dealer featured in one of the episodes and chairman of the Chevy Dealer Council. And it's right by registration in the main hall. We hope you can join us there.
I can't wait for that.
To get into our LinkedIn page. And then I think we need to just like get into some news because that's kind of what we really do.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
All right, here we go. BlackBook, a leading provider of vehicle valuations and analytics, introduces battery adjusted values for EVs. The new valuation system incorporates very important battery condition adjustments, collaborating with our friends at Recurrent, who has really changed the game in EV analytics. So they apply and will increase or decrease a VIN-specific valuation based on the battery data, addressing the gap, right? And what's the car really worth? Because used to think mileage, and now we think battery health. Jared Kalfus, BlackBook's president, emphasized the significance. Quote, he said, while electric vehicles are still vehicles, a single component, the battery, has never played such a significant role in a used vehicle's value.
Isn't that true?
And initially, this is going to be available on BlackBook's Cherry mobile app. The system will expand across the portfolio and give comprehensive coverage to customers pretty soon.
This is change. The first thing that I love about this, and I hope someone at BlackBook figures this out. They got BAVs for BEVs. You know what I mean? They got BAVs for BEVs.
Still BAV.
Yeah, we've been waiting for this as an industry. There are a couple of people trying to tackle this right now in the valuation space. It's going to be key because we can't just look at year, make, model, trim, miles, and condition. We have to look at battery condition, which is not just readily available. It's not visible by the eye. And so I'm excited to do this. And here's the thing. We have the data now. And like historically, if you ask someone, what's the condition of your car, right? They're always going to tell you it's excellent. It's got a smashed in front quarter panel, but it's excellent,
Making
right?
that noise.
What's the condition of your battery? Well, we already know it's connected. We have the connected data. So why shouldn't we connect that to the vehicle value via a data stream? So I love that Recurrent is partnered with BlackBook, and we love, Scott Case and the crew over there at Recurrent really changing the game and what it looks like to just look at, how a battery impacts valuation.
This is another step closer to a car being similar to a device. When you sell a computer, a phone, secondhand, right? Everybody wants a screenshot of the battery health. A lot of conversation around that, whether it's a phone. This is just another extension of that. So interesting little step on the electric journey. Speaking of the electric journey.
Oh, that's where we're at today.
Here we go.
In and in.
All right, so Tesla has officially announced its plans to start production of a new mass market EV codenamed Redwood by mid-2025. So it's not that far away. The Redwood project is aiming for a compact crossover, expanding their reach into a budget-friendly market. Obviously, they have been kind of luxury, very expensive, and that's changing quickly. Tesla's initiative is challenging, both those budget conscious gasoline vehicle purchasers, but also the inexpensive EVs we're starting to see, like from China's BYD, which recently passed BYD recently passed Tesla in global sales and are rumored to be coming to the US really soon, 18 to 24 months. The production forecast initially say 10,000 vehicles a week beginning in June 2025 and a price point around $25K. So, definitely sounds competitive. Wow. And Elon Musk's CEO ambition reflects in his statement when he said, both the design of the product and manufacturing techniques are head and shoulders above anything else that is present in the industry. So we'll see if they can deliver. He says a lot.
He says a lot. I'm never surprised. I think that this is like a shot across the bow right now, when they've got to start getting more aggressive. I've seen multiple reports over the last week saying, hey, look, is Tesla really is Tesla really going to make it? You know, they've got all of these competitors going to come into the market. They're losing market share overseas. And so I think they have to create this kind of like mass market thing to gain market share outside of their current consumer base, because that's going to be the place where the competitive matrix actually hurts them. So we'll see. 10,000 vehicles per week, but beginning June 2025.
I mean, I just can't wrap my head around having so many things going on at once. Whenever I think of Tesla and Elon Musk, I mean, I just think of like the Cybertruck is still like, no, it's phenomenal. Well, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know, but we'll find out. Speaking of other companies that are phenomenal also and worth $1 trillion. Speaking of $1 trillion companies, right?
Yeah. Well, they did get put in the back seat by Microsoft recently, but originally announced 10 years ago, Apple's long-awaited electric car project Titan has shifted gears. And the ironic pattern is intended.
No gears in an EV.
Yeah, the gears. Yeah, aiming for a more conventional electric car launch by 2028. So they have shifted and realigned on a project, giving it more like a realistic electric car with basic driver assisted features instead of just going like, hey, sit there and we'll drive the thing. They were originally targeting a fully autonomous vehicle and recalibrated to a level 2+ system akin to Tesla's autopilot, requiring driver alertness and control. The car is potentially going to be priced around, $100K right out the gate. Mass market. They are definitely going for that premium market. It's something that they've done with pretty much every product that they bring out.
Yeah,
so I'm really not surprised.
This is a tough one, because can you imagine in 2014 be saying like, in 10 years from now, we'll be saying 4 years from now, right? Which is basically what it is. And like,
yeah, that's true.
I don't know. It's very difficult to take anything seriously anymore when people are saying like, oh, by then, because it's
especially technology like a vehicle, because
yes, without
none of these manufacturers are used to what it takes to go from R&D to production to the street, right?
Yeah.
Like that is something that these legacy manufacturers have had to overcome for
time and time
years,
again.
Over and over and over, and they are constantly in this R&D to production process, and they've got it mapped out. It's just different than getting a widget like a phone into the pocket of someone. It's a wildly different process, and so Apple's clearly coming up against the difficulties there, but I'm still not counting them out. And the first iPhone, everybody was like, nobody's gonna pay $400 for an iPhone, right? the phones are free.
And right now it's nobody's gonna pay $1,300 for a Vision Pro headset, yet they are sold out.
They are sold out.
We'll see. I'm not walking around one of those things. I'm calling that. I'm calling that right now. Calling that right now. Hey, well, stop. Whoop, wrong button. Just said stop. We're gonna stop laughing. And however you joined us today, whether that's on one of Kyle and Mai's profile, on the ASOTU profile, we welcome you into this. Make sure you go to ASOTU.com/Vroom, check out that post, and sign up for the daily email.